7:45, sir.
Okay, Hank. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4.
You boy. How are you? Come on in here. You boy.
Stop that silly roughhouse and let me sleep.
Silly. I'll have you know that exercise builds you up physically.
It may build you up physically, but it sure tears me down mentally. Now stop so I can sleep.
How do you like that? I get up every morning, dash to the office, slave all day. And what for? So that my darling wife might enjoy the finer things in life. And what does she do? She criticizes my trifling attempts at keeping physically fit. Ha!
What good do the finer things in life do me? I get jarred out of my sleep at the crack of dawn by a husband that bounces around like a jumping jack. With a dog that could pass for a cow if he had horns. Once and for all, you have to get rid of that dog.
All right, your ladyship. If that's all the comforts I provide mean to you, then back to bed I go. Let my appointments wait. Let my business go. I'm just going to take things easy myself. We'll both lie right here and sleep ourselves on to relief.
When you finally stop this foolishness and decide to leave, remember what I said about Dopey. This is positively his last day in this house.
Well, that's the dog's swan song. He's going to the kennel today.
I'll wager $1 the dog stays.
You're on.
Oh, Timmy, darling, I'm sorry. Let's stop this silly bickering and arguing. I didn't mean to be cross, but, well, I was awakened so suddenly, and if Dopey means so much to you, we'll keep him. Sweetheart, I said I was sorry. Really, I am. Come over and give me just one teensy-weensy kiss, huh? Just one kiss? All right. If you won't come over here, I'll come over there. Oh, darling, this little fuss isn't enough to get in all this huff about. Oh, come on, darling. You be sweet to me, and I'll be sweet to you. I suppose this is your idea of something very funny. You and your silly tricks. Well, just forget what I said about Dopey. He goes to a kennel, do you hear me? To a kennel.
Oh, come on now, honey. Take it easy. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get rid of Dopey today.
Oh, will you really?
Of course I will. Now come on, kiss me and say you're not angry. Goodbye, darling.
Bye, sweetheart.
Come on, Dopey. Come on. Good morning, Hank.
It's Henry, sir.
Okay. No, never mind that. I haven't got time. Listen, kind of keep Dopey out of sight for a while, will you? Mrs. Willis is a bit peeved at him. Maybe by the time she sees him, she'll be over it. Understand?
Yes, sir. It'll be a pleasure, sir.
Good morning, Edwards. Good morning, Laura. Oh, this is Miss Gale, Mr. Clare's new secretary.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Bannister.
Good morning, Jimmy.
Ma, but she acts queer.
That's no act. Hiya.
Good morning, Miss Quill.
Good morning, Jimmy. This is Miss Gale. She's going to be Mr. Clare's new secretary.
Oh, you poor kid.
She's Mr. Manning's secretary. Her name is Twill. Gertie Twill.
Why did she call me poor kid? Is my boss an old meanie?
Oh, I wouldn't say meanie exactly. Dopey's a better word. It's now 9:14. In exactly 20 seconds, you shall witness the arrival of Mr. Tim Willows, our human dynamo, one-man beehive, the single spark plug that fires the mighty engines of Willows, Manning, and Claire. And here comes Willow.
Thank you, Eddie. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Willows. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Mr. Willows.
Good morning, Mr. Willows.
Stand up, please. Place hands on hips. Inhale. Exhale. Now, once more. Inhale. Exhale. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jimmy, turn on the ventilators. Get some air in here.
Yes,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Relax. Miss Bannister, I don't think you take your bodybuilding seriously.
Listen, Mr. Willows, I don't want to be a weightlifter, and I'm not trying to join the flying hors I just want to be a good secretary, that's all.
All right, but remember, there are probably 20 million nasty little microbes floating around the room this very instant. Give me the sales figures on the Marlowe pineapple juice account. They're in the food report.
Mr. Willows.
Oh, tell Carter I want to see him.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Mr. Willows. Nice day.
Been reading those weather reports again, eh?
Mr. Willow wants to see Mr. Carter right away.
Will you okay this, Mr. Willow? Step on it, will you? Where are those food reports?
What do you think of this for the True Shape Company, Mr. Willows?
It's okay. Don't brunettes ever wear those things?
What's the matter with blonde?
You mean to tell me you haven't heard? Come on, where's that food report?
You want me, Mr. Willows?
Oh, look. I want you to do that beach layout this morning. I promised Stockton we'd have it before tomorrow.
We're setting it up right now.
All right. Come on. Where's that food report?
Edwards, switch all calls into the steam room.
Okay, the steam room. And why don't you keep them there till it's done?
They sure do keep you busy around here, don't they?
You haven't lived yet. Not till you get a load of Mr. Manning. That's something.
Is he nice?
Well, he doesn't exactly poison babies. But then I don't think he knows many babies.
I've heard of him like that.
Not like this, you haven't. This is a symphony in stomach ulcers, corrugated kidneys, and boiling blood pressure.
Is that what he's got?
Yeah.
Listen, test pilot. When you come out of that tailspin on your way down, look around and see if you can find my stomach, will you?
Yes, Mr. Manning.
Oh, Mr. Manning, come back next Tuesday. You too.
But Mr. Manning, Mr. Higgins sent me.
Tell him I sent you back.
Morning, Mr. Manning.
Telephone my wife. Find out what we're having for dinner. Tell her I don't like it.
Yes, sir. Mr. Clare's new secretary.
Ha! Where's Mr. Willows?
He's in the steam room, sir.
I see what he means. Only place in the joint you can keep warm. Get some heat in here.
Yes, sir.
All right, goodbye. Mr. Manning.
Are you going to do this every morning?
Your wife's orders, sir. No liquor at any time.
Do I look like the kind of a man who would drink during business hours?
Yes, sir. And here are your pills. You should have had them at 9 o'clock.
Pills. Don't you ever think of anything but pills? One for you, Amos. One for you, Andy.
Is that the way you take your medicine?
That's right, Miss Twill. I feed it to the fish every day for a week. And then on Friday I eat the fish.
You know you're not supposed to eat fish with your stomach.
Oh, I guess it would be more fun if I ate them with yours. Now, don't stand there making silly remarks. Get Mose in here.
Yes, sir. Mose.
Take a letter to Higginbotham and Company. Gentlemen, let it be with the distinct understanding that in the future there will be no... Let it be with the distinct understanding that in the future there'll be no commission made without the express Mr. Willows, Manning, and Clare.
Well, what's my boss like?
Your boss is the kind of a guy that has to take his shoes off to count up to 16.
You mean he's not quite bright?
Oh, no, it isn't that. But, You see, Mr. Clare lived in Brooklyn during Prohibition, and there was a bathtub in the house that was never used, so he made gin in it. He figured what he couldn't drink himself, he could sell, and Mr. Manning became his best customer. Then when Prohibition went out, naturally Mr. Clare had to do something with the $450,000 that he'd made, so he gave it to Mr. Manning and Mr. Willows to start this business. See?
Sure sounds like Mr. Clare and I was going to get along just scrumptious.
Willows, Manning, and Claire.
Oh, that's me.
Good morning, Mr. Clare.
Oh, good morning, Miss Edwards. Any mail?
No, Mr. Clare.
No.
Oh, Mr. Clare, this is your new secretary, Miss Gale.
Well, what happened to the other one?
She isn't here anymore.
Oh. How do you do?
I do just fine, thank you. How do you all do?
Well, I do just fine. I do fine, too. You sit over there.
Marie,
Yes, Aunt Mike?
phone message from Mrs. Willows.
A phone message, madame.
You mean to say that dog's still here?
Yes, madame.
So, Mr. Willows left without him.
Yes, madame.
Oh, Marie. Wait till I talk to that Tim Willows.
Dear Joe, regarding
Yes,
our
Carter.
of your fall model, we had a conference with J.D. today and...
Hello? Oh, yes, Mrs. Willows. Just a moment, please. Your wife.
Hello, darling. No, not you, Carter. I was talking to my wife. Read that back to me, Bannister. What's up, dear?
Now listen to me, Tim Willows. The situation with this dog of yours has gone entirely too far. He goes to a kennel tomorrow, or I go.
No, you wouldn't have much fun in a kennel.
4 or 5 weeks.
Oh, don't be.
Beat the
Ah, he's a sweetheart. Sure he is. All right, darling. I'll see you tonight, then.
Williams, Manning,
Goodbye, dear.
Clare. As soon as you receive this letter, please phone.
Oh, you silly!
You all rang, Mr. Clare?
The scotch is right off the boat.
I
And the
said
gin...
you all rang, Mr. Clare.
Oh, yes. I guess I did. Well, let's see.
A letter, maybe?
For me?
No, I mean, maybe you want to write a letter.
Oh, yes. You see, I've been so busy, I almost forgot. Gentlemen.
To whom is this addressed, please?
I don't know. It was your idea.
Oh, you don't want to write a letter?
Oh, yes. Gentlemen.
I got that.
I just forgot. I got something very important to do now. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Good morning.
What's good about it?
Wait a minute. Make it a minute and a half.
Right.
Hey, Tim.
Hiya, Phil.
I was thinking about that Stockton matter this
Yeah, I was thinking about the stock.
That can wait.
Say, Doc, I got a little pain in my back.
You've got a little congestion here.
My wife's feet, I guess.
Did she kick you?
No, you see, at night she puts her cold feet right on my back here, and I can't.
Cold feet? Is that all you're worried about? Hey, my wife goes to bed with a hot water bottle every night of her life, and not only that, it leaks, and a mud pack on her face. Why, I wake up at night and think the Ku Klux Klan is after me.
Anything wrong with you, Mr. Manning?
Wrong with me? Why, I've never had a sick day in my life. Just get stiff once in a while. I mean, just get a stiff neck once in a while, that's all.
Stiff neck!
Okay, they're ready in the gallery, Mr. Willows.
All right, let's go.
Don't you think if we frame...
Hey, Phil. Not during business hours.
But say, Tim, don't you think we can put this girl over better if we...
We're not trying to put the girl over. We're trying to sell pineapple juice.
Don't you think if we took...
Perhaps if we angle the board into the camera more. What do you think?
Bring it right into the lens
All right,
this way.
Yeah,
That's right.
I think it'd be very good.
Turn the board right around this...
Hello. Who? Marlowe. All right. Mr. Manning. Mr. Marlowe.
It's Marlowe. Yeah, Mr. Marlowe. I'll talk to him.
Oh, no, you won't. I'll talk to him.
Is this far enough down?
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Marlowe. Yes, Mr. Marlowe. This is Mr. Manning.
Hello, Manning. Well, if times as difficult as they are at the present, the situation abroad, the stock market, I feel it would be unwise to go ahead with the campaign we had planned for the coming year.
What, Mr. Marlowe?
Please.
Well, there you are, Mr. Clay. I've been worried about this letter.
Letter?
Yes.
Oh, I've been busy laying out the setup.
Well, we can have lunch together anyway.
Well, all right, I'll be there promptly at 1 o'clock. Now, where were we?
Oh, Tim, he'll be here tomorrow.
Swell.
Yes, but he's not going to renew the account.
Now, don't get your ulcers in an uproar. When he sees the campaign we've laid out for him...
But I tell you, he doesn't even want to look at it.
All we have to do is give him the same old routine we did last year. He'll see it and like it. Joel, get 2 girls and take them to your office. Rehearse him in that old relative act.
Who, me?
Sure. You know how he goes for flattery.
Now, listen, Tim, don't you think maybe I'd better do it?
No, Joel can do it.
You'll do, and get that girl over there and tell her to put some clothes on and meet me in my office.
Yes, Mr. Clay.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, shoot it.
Listen, Tim, I'm worried.
Stupid! All the day I think it.
Well, here we are again, girls. The wives of Willow, Manning,
Claire.
out to spend the boys' money.
The easy way they have of making it. I don't think they should worry.
Oh, I don't know. Joel's been working pretty hard lately.
Not Joel.
Yes.
Sally, darling, I hope I'm not taking you out of your way, but I simply must stop in at the Remick galleries. They have the most divine Picasso for only $2,500. I want to surprise Phil.
That should do it all right.
Well, I have to go way downtown to the pet shop. Joel wants me to get a new cushion for Lionel. Does that suit your plans, darling?
Oh, perfectly, because I'll be at Celeste most all afternoon fitting that new evening gown.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Ping Pong.
Not ping pong, ping boom. Alan Ping Boom of the Ping Boom Transparent Hosiery Company. I want to see Mr. Willows.
I'm sorry, Mr. Ping Boom, but Mr. Willows is in conference. Oh, Miss Twill.
Conference. Why is it every time I come to this office, Mr. Willows is in conference?
Good morning, Mr. Ping Boom.
Good morning.
Mr. Manning will see you now.
But I don't want to see Mr. Manning. I want to see Mr. Willows.
Oh, but I'm sure that Mr. Manning will be able to arrange an appointment with Mr. Willows for you.
But my problem needs the attention of Mr. Willows.
A memo to Durant in the art department. Quote, the girl in your last Converse compact layout was... Ah, good morning, Ito.
Morning, Mr. Willows. Well, here we go again, boys.
The girl in the last Converse compact layout was terrible.
First we limber up, I think.
Nobody'd care if your girl powdered her nose or not. In fact, I don't know how you'd tell. Okay, Ito, I'm ready.
Look. Listen, Tim, this is important. I've got
This is more important. Everybody ought to know jiu-jitsu.
Well, if everybody knew, what good would it do? Listen, you've got to listen. Ping Boom is in my office.
Ah, tell him I don't want any. Chase him away.
Don't be a dope. You've got to see him.
Oh, if I see him, I'll punch him in the nose.
Do you want to finish this memo now while you're still in one piece?
Go ahead, finish it for me. Let me see it when you're through.
Okay, I'll sign it the late Mr. Willows.
Listen, Mr. Ping Boom is willing to spend $30,000 a year with us, and all you've got to do is to see him.
I don't care what he spends. Every time I talk to that guy, I see red. I tell you, if he comes in this office, I'll break his back. Go on!
Listen, Foo Young, $30,000 isn't chicken livers. Now, what am I going to tell him?
I'll say boo and stomp your foot and he'll run screaming out of the office.
This is terrible. What am I going to say to the man?
Whoopee! Now we try proper method of defense when enemy approach from the rear. I go, I think.
Mr. Willows has asked me to convey that message to you tomorrow at your convenience.
Oh, very well. Very well. But mark you, I shall be here tomorrow. And if I do not get complete satisfaction from Mr. Willows, I shall take my business elsewhere.
Just a minute, Confucius.
Very good, Mr. Willows.
Here's the memo.
Now, that was better, but you still don't put quite enough, oomph into it. Now, just once more. Let's start at the beginning where Mr. Manning has just introduced you as Willow's sister-in-law.
Oh, Mr. Clare, a girl can't even pretend to flatter a gentleman when she's dead on her feet.
I do not understand or like your suggestions for the Stanley soap people. Instead of your slogan, a bucket of suds for a buck, why not something like, getting a lather and like it? Yours truly, so-and-so and so-and-so. Well, I guess that'll be all for tonight.
All right, Mr. Willows.
Do you always walk like that?
But how do you expect me to walk? I'm not so sure you didn't dislocate my back.
Did anybody want me?
Oh, no, Doc. Everything's fine.
Good night.
Good night, Doc. Wait a minute. What was it my wife said on the telephone?
You're going to send your dog to the kennels.
Well, she can't do that. Hey, what'll I do?
Well, why don't you try some of that psychology you're always bragging about? Divert her thoughts.
What, with a baseball bat?
No, with kindness. Why don't you give her a dog?
Give her a dog?
That's not as silly as it sounds. Give her a little sweetie pie of her own, and then when she suggests sending your dog to the kennels, you've got her where it hurts. You can say, all right, if Dopey goes to the kennels, so does Abernathy. Get it?
Great idea. Come on, you're going to help me pick out one of those pint-sized pups. I need the woman's egg.
Oh, you won't get it from me. I hate small dogs.
I do too, so what?
Now listen, I spend all day in this menagerie. I'm not going out to look at more animals in my own time.
Okay. Do you like dogs?
No.
Oh, hey, you, Miss,
Gail, Dixie Gail.
do you like dogs?
Oh, I love dogs, especially those little bitty shorty ones.
Great. Come along with me. We're going to buy one.
Mr. Willows, who'd have thought it?
I demand to know why you dare sell my wife an animal of this description. How dare you?
Mr. Briggs, it's what your wife ordered.
Oh, nonsense. I suppose if she'd ordered a boa constrictor, you'd have sent her one. Give me my money back.
We sold this animal in perfectly good faith, so there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. You'll have to excuse me, please.
We'd like to see something in a dog. One of those itty-bitty ones.
You know, the fuzzy-wuzzy ones with the pushed-in noses.
That sounds like a Pekingese to me.
Sounds terrible to me. Put them over on the other side. Up by your cheek. That's it. You like that dog?
I think he's just beautiful. Why, anybody'd be delighted to have a dog like this one.
And he has a very excellent pedigree, sir.
All right. Wrap it up. We'll take that one.
Well, I'm sure you'll never regret owning this charming little fellow.
Marion, wait till I tell you what I just saw.
There. That'll be $100, Mr. Willows.
Okay, but you can buy a silver fox for that.
You can't pet a silver fox.
No, and you can't wear that either.
Thank you. I'll make out your sales slip.
Sally, dear, have you any relatives from the South?
Why, no. What?
Oh, nothing.
Irene saw Tim in the pet shop. He was buying a dog.
A dog?
Yes, a dog. And there was this cute little blonde with a southern accent. He seemed to be buying the dog for her. That's why I thought perhaps...
Nonsense. It's probably just one of the girls in the office helping him select a pet for me. I love dogs.
Well, that's what I said. But Irene...
And what did I say?
Well, she didn't exactly say anything, but, well...
I don't think there is anything more to say, girls. I've lost interest in the entire incident. Will you get out of here? Dopey, will you please get out of here? Henry, will you get this dog out of here?
Hiya, Dopey. Come here, boy. Come on up here. Come on up here. Come on. Boy, how are you, huh?
The little fellow's quite playful this evening, isn't he, sir?
He always is. How are you, Hank?
Yeah, oh, Henry is the name, sir. Remember, you promised.
Oh, so I did. Okay, Hank, from now on it's Henry.
Thank you, sir.
Where's Mrs. Willows?
In the bedroom, sir. And I might add, we're in a bit of a jam, sir.
It'll all be squared around in a minute. Sally?
Is that you, darling?
Yeah, honey.
Come on in.
Hi, sweets.
You're home early, darling.
Uh-huh.
What's that?
Oh, it's just a little present I got for you. It's not much, but I thought you'd like it.
And it really was for me.
What's that?
Oh, nothing, darling.
Well, don't you want to open your present?
Oh, yes, but let me open it.
All right. I'll go get dressed.
Is that your idea of a practical joke, you fiend?
Why, Sally, you don't mean to tell me you're afraid of a little Pekingese?
Pekingese? It's a monster.
Monster? Oh, Sally.
Hank! Hank! Yes, sir? Yes, sir?
Oh, Hank, get that bear out of there.
Yes, sir. It is there, sir, isn't it?
Yes, get it out of there.
Yes. Well, really, sir, do you think that this sort of thing is in my line of duty?
Never mind, just get it out of there.
You want me to get... I'm not quite equipped for such a venture,
Well,
sir.
get equipped.
Yes, sir, I'll do the best I can, but this is not enough thing.
All right, Tim Willows. Explain this one.
It's very simple. I bought a dog for you.
You bought a dog, and?
Oh, something happened. This got mixed up in it.
Yes?
Well, you believe me, don't you?
No.
This is...
Nice, very nice, very. Holly, want a cracker? Oh, no, I didn't. Here, here. Will you listen to me, Dora? You mustn't do that. You must not do that, I say.
Hank. I bagged him, sir. Game little fellow. We had quite a chase.
Oh, Hank.
Marie, will you clean up the menagerie?
Oui, madame.
Tim Willows, come here.
For the 25th time, I tell you, I don't understand how it happened.
And for the 26th time, I say, find the blonde and you'll find the Pekingese.
The blonde. I tell you, it was a girl from the office. I bought a peek.
Certainly you did, for a blonde. And what do I get? I'm only your wife. I get a bear. Will you stop doing nip-ups while I'm talking to you? Oh, a madhouse. That's what this is. Dogs, bears, and a husband that makes a noise like a vacuum cleaner. Oh, what did I ever do to deserve all this? I never beat my mother.
That's just because she could run faster than you.
Now listen to me, Tim Willows. Just because I was a showgirl before you married me is no reason to think that I haven't developed some finer sensibilities of my own. And of all the unpleasant objects to stare at, the last thing at night and the first thing in the morning.
Who, me?
No, not you. As if that isn't bad enough. But I have to have that ridiculous relic leering at me, and right in my own bedroom.
Now, wait a minute. He isn't a ridiculous relic, and you know it. You remember when Uncle Remus sent him to us from India? He said he had a strange power that could grant us any wish we both agreed upon.
Well, that's safe enough, I must admit. As long as I'm under the same roof with you, Tim Willows, I don't think we'll ever agree on anything.
How can we, as long as you've got all the best of the bargain?
Oh, so I have the best of it, eh? Well, I'd like to be in your shoes for a while.
You could fill them all right.
You didn't say that before we were married.
I didn't get a good look until it was too late.
Oh, be quiet.
You be quiet.
Say, that isn't a bad idea.
What?
Changing places. I wouldn't mind getting up in the morning and leaving this apartment.
Oh, and wouldn't I love to lie right here in bed until noon?
No more household problems. Planning meals and hiring servants.
Nothing to do but play bridge all day. I bet I could even fix that aerial.
I could try my hand at business. Feminine angle might be good in advertising.
Cozy little luncheons on the terrace. I think the whole idea is swell.
So do I. Meeting interesting people.
Playing in the park with Dopey.
Facing new problems every day.
Cocktail parties.
The business world.
Matinees.
Just a moment, my friends. Did I understand you to say you wish to change places?
What was that?
Did you say something, Tim?
No. It was I.
Why, it's Mr. Rand.
Quiet. We're probably just asleep.
For years, I've listened to your arguing and wrangling, hoping sometime you might get together on one simple subject. Tonight, at long last, I think you have. Are you sure you want to change places?
Why? Yes, I'd like it.
I'd like it. I know I would.
Well, that's good enough for me. Now, you're on your own. And don't forget, you asked for it.
Oh, Tim, it really happened.
Go on back to sleep. It's just a nightmare.
$7.45, sir.
Madame is in Master's dressing room and she's wearing his pajamas.
Well, I wear pajamas too, so what of it?
Well, it's most unusual.
What's unusual about my wearing pajamas?
Nothing at all. I've just made the remark that she was wearing
pajamas.
Oh, Sally! Sally! Sally, wake up!
Oh, go away. I'm sleepy.
Sally, something awful has happened. Sally!
Oh, for goodness sake, what's all the fuss about?
Fuss! You don't understand. Look what's happened. I'm you.
Why? Oh, Timmy, it can't be. Why? Oh, this is awful. Why? Oh, it must be a dream.
Dream my eye. This is a nightmare. I can't believe it. Things like this just can't happen.
Of course they can't, but what are you going to do?
What am I going to do? That's right. Blame it all on me now.
Well, I didn't do it. It's just what I said. I told you I heard that little so-and-so last night.
Yeah, I remember. He said we'd been yapping about wanting to be in each other's shoes so often, he was going to grant us our wish.
Dirty rat.
That's right. Keep your eyes closed. The little sneak hasn't the courage to face us. Everything happens to me.
Oh, I'm all right. Is that what you mean? Oh, what's the use of arguing? What are we going to do?
If we had only kept on fighting. If we hadn't agreed on that one thing, we wouldn't be like this. Well, Mrs. Willows, now you've got your wish. You always wanted to be in my shoes.
So what?
So you'd better get up and get started. You've got to go to the office, you know.
Me? And what are you going to do?
Oh, I'm going back to sleep for another 2 or 3 or 4 hours. Isn't that what you always do?
You mean I've got to go to your office?
Somebody's got to. I can't.
Nice going. I have to get up and go to work. And you loll around in bed. And you call yourself a man.
Oh, no, I don't. Not anymore.
I suppose you think you found a soft spot.
What? Lying in bed till all hours, playing bridge, having my nails done, flitting from cocktail party to cocktail party? Ha! What's wrong with that?
Just you wait till the luncheon guests arrive. You and your stupid bridge parties. You'll find out how much fun that is.
Luncheon guests? Who?
Your partner's wives. You'll simply adore it.
You mean I've got to spend the afternoon entertaining those cackling dames?
Yes. Won't that just be too ducky?
And now he's wearing her nightgown.
Oh, quit your squawking. When I was working for the Muswigans, the old man had put on a suit of armor and his wife would dress up like Hiawatha and shoot arrows at him.
Well, she might have hit him.
Oh, that's what she was aiming to do.
Good morning, Henry.
Good morning, sir.
Well, pardon me, sir.
Oh! Henry, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, sir, but your shirt was exposed.
Oh, well, I'll fix that. What's all this?
Why, sir, you always have a large breakfast.
Henry, you know I never have anything but orange juice.
Are you feeling all right this morning, sir?
Of course I... of course I am. Hank? Hiya, dopey old boy, old boy, old boy.
The boys in the office are going to love that perfume.
Good morning, madame.
Hey, what are you doing in here when I'm dressed like this?
But I just came in to run your bath, madame.
Never mind my bat. Scram out of here. Tell Hank I want to see him.
Oui, madame. Oui.
169, I'll make it. That's including the ticking of the clock.
I told you I was sick. 72 is normal. When your pulse gets to 125, you die.
What you waiting for?
On Saturday, I quit. I resign. Madam, she's crazy. She walked me like the bull. Like the bull with a cold. She say, get Hank.
Get me.
I go in just like every morning. And she yell at me. Why are you walking on me when I'm dressed like this? Get Hank. Scram.
Oh, stop your beefing. It ain't really serious till she does something out of the ordinary.
Like what?
Oh, standing on her head or shadow boxing or something.
Shadow boxing.
You better go see what Madame wants.
Very well.
Come in. Hi, Hank.
Good morning, madame.
How about a shot of breakfast? Eggs, hot cakes, bacon, the works. Get it?
Yes, sir. No, madame. Yes, madame.
Bring me a bucket of orange juice right away.
Yes, sir.
With my own eyes, I see her. She lie in the bed. Up and down, and count. 28, 29, 30.
Why don't you call bingo? Maybe it's back night.
She's shadow boxing.
That's all I want to know. Let her set 1 foot inside this kitchen and she'll shadow box no more.
And she wants a bucket of orange juice and wants me to bring it. Me.
But I always bring Madame's orange juice.
Why don't you both go? And toss her back and forth when you get there.
Where is Madame?
Hank, bring that orange juice in here. Ah, that hit the spot. Say, while you're here, get me a pair of shorts and a sweatshirt.
A pair of sweats and a short shirt. Yeah, that is. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Wait a minute. Sit down. I want to talk to you. Look, Hank, I want to ask you something. You like me, don't you?
Oh, very much.
That's swell. because I like you, too.
Thank you.
From now on, I may be a little different than you expect. I want to be sure anything that goes on between us will be strictly confidential.
Oh, absolutely. Anything that goes on between us, of course, there's much likelihood of it. Anything will have to be going on between us. But if anything does go on between us, I promise you, it will be strictly confidential.
Okay, it'll be our little secret.
Excuse me, I'll go.
Good morning, Mr. Willows.
Good morning. Good morning, Miss Edwards.
Why, Joel, dear, how are you?
Hello, Tim.
Good morning, Miss Bannister. Good morning.
Did you see what I heard? Did you hear what I saw?
Yeah, he spoke to me.
He did. Must be ill.
Good morning, Mr. Willows.
What are you doing?
Same as any other day.
How dare you? Stop that!
Oh, so you want to play, huh?
Take your hands off me! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
I'll be in here when you want me, but you don't have to scream like a dame.
What kind of a place is this, anyway?
Do I or do I not see Mr. Willows?
Mr. Willows? But certainly you shall see him. But unfortunately, he hasn't come in yet. He's been delayed. I think he may be ill. Now, wouldn't it be a good idea to come in again, say, next week?
It most emphatically would not. I told you last evening either I see Mr. Willows this morning or I walk out of this office never to return. I see no reason why I should alter that decision.
I suppose that was your idea of a very funny entrance, but you only succeeded in making everyone think you're a little crazy. What's the matter with you anyway?
Why, Miss Bannister, I don't know what you mean.
Well, your voice, for one thing.
Oh, that. Well, I caught cold. It's settled in my throat. Laryngitis.
What about your wife's handbag?
Yeah, the handbag.
Oh, that. Well, she asked me to get it fixed. It keeps coming open all the time. Lock is broken, I guess. Terrible nuisance. Now, why don't you leave me alone? First thing in the morning, I always read the women's page in fashions.
Fashions?
Oh, yes, of course. Must keep abreast of the trends. Our accounts demand it. Feminine angle.
Something's got to be done. Got to do something. Got to tell Manning.
Mr. Pingboom, it's apparent that Mr. Willows will not be in this morning.
Well, he's sure to be in this afternoon.
Phil, Tim Willows just came in.
That's fine, old man, that's fine. Just file it away in your follow-up. We'll go over it together in the morning.
So Mr. Willows is in. You wasted enough of my time, Mr. Manning. Now I'm going to see Mr. Willows whether you like it or not.
Did I do something wrong?
Wrong? Oh, no. You didn't do anything wrong. You're just a principal accessory to a murder, that's all.
Young lady, don't you tell me Mr. Willows isn't in.
Miss Twill!
Yes, sir.
What is this?
A cigar lighter.
What does it take to make it light?
Lighting fluid.
Well, put some in it.
Yes, sir.
Is he in there? Has the fight started yet? Willows will kill him.
Everyone stresses sheerness. That's no novelty. But to stress snugness and perfect fit, regardless of size, that would appeal to all types. That's my idea. Don't you agree?
Why, Mr. Willows, that's wonderful.
I only regret, Mr. Pingboom, that it was not my pleasure to have worked on your account a little sooner.
Why, we've been kept apart entirely too long. You know.
Well, I am delighted to see you two gentlemen getting on together. I predicted that this would be a most happy occasion, welcoming Mr. Pingboom into our organization.
After your apparent disregard for my account, Mr. Manning, my continuance here is entirely due to the kindly understanding of Mr. Willows.
Mr. Pingboom tells me that he's been trying to see me for a week.
What's the matter with your voice?
Laryngitis.
He informs me that you've kept him away. It may interest you to know that I've just closed the deal with his firm. In the future, I shall thank you to permit all prospective clients to see me. Thank you again, and au revoir, Ellen.
Au revoir. Au revoir. Serpent.
Hello? Yes, I'll tell him. They're ready with the layouts in the gallery, Mr. Willows.
Am I supposed to do something about that?
Well, you're supposed to look at them anyway.
Oh, certainly. Come along, Joel.
You mean you want me to go?
Surely. I might need your advice.
Did you hear what he said? He needs Claire's advice.
Maybe you're the silent partner now.
Yes?
Mr. Wilson to see Mr. Manning.
Oh, all right. I'll be right out.
That thumb up right now. Tim, I didn't know you wanted my advice. Now take this setup here.
They're making a picture.
Laryngitis.
Mr. Willows, do you like this?
What do you think of it, Joel?
Me?
Certainly you. Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. Go ahead and shoot it.
Yes, Mr. Clare.
Tim, would you like to hear a little idea I thought of?
Why, certainly, Joel. You know we're always looking for a fresh slant on things around here. Shoot.
Well, I had a kind of a vision.
Go ahead, Joel. You had a vision.
Well, it was like a dream. I went to a football game and it was snowing something terrible. Everybody was bundled up in fur coats and blankets, and still they were freezing. But not me.
Oh, you were all right.
Yeah, I was sitting right in the middle of the crowd, and all I had on was a suit of no breeze, no flap underwear. But I was as warm as toast.
Now, wait a minute. You mean your old idea of a derby hat underwear in a snowstorm?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tim. Tell them what you think about it.
I think it's got a lot of merit. Furthermore, I think you ought to stick to the financial end of the business and leave the more creative work to Joel and me. What's next here?
Well, this is the layout for the Marlowe pineapple ad, Mr. Willows. How does it strike you?
That bathing suit is perfectly stunning. This is the most divine texture I've seen this year. So chic.
I don't care who you are. Keep your hands off of me.
Well, I was only interested in the material.
Oh, yeah? Say, listen, we've got a deal. Put him to the wall.
Hey, George, come here. Get a load of it. Mr. Willows, not himself. Now, please, everybody go back to your places.
Mr. Willows, there have been so many irregularities going on here this morning that I think I should remind you that you have a very important luncheon engagement at the Regency at 1 o'clock with Mr. Marlowe.
Don't you worry your pretty head about me. I'll take care of Mr. Marlowe all right. Now, Miss Bannister, you must have something to do. I suggest you run along and do it. But...
Mr. Manning, something must be done. I think Mr. Willows has gone nuts. Oh.
I'm very, very nervous about the whole thing. She wants to climb that flagpole and put up this aerial.
And she wants us to help?
Yes, and I really think she ought to have a net under her.
She ought to have a net over her, if you ask me.
Hiya, Dopey.
You think Madame is all right?
Sure. When I worked for Mrs. Tish, she built a fire in the radio and tried to tune in the fire flags.
Looks like if you want anything done around here, you have to do it yourself. Grab that. All right, my hearties, heave ho!
Ho! Ho! Ho! Ho!
A little less hoeing, a little more heaving.
Heave! 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 It's the front doorbell.
You can only go so far and they come and get you.
It's the front doorbell, madame.
Well, go answer it, Hank.
Hello, Henry.
Hello.
Afternoon.
Oh, where's Miss Willows, Henry?
She's on the terrace, and if I may say so, she doesn't seem to be quite herself today.
That sounds like our Sally.
One thing I always say about Sally Willows, you never know what in the world she's going to do next.
And where is Mrs. Willows?
There she is.
Hiya, girls.
Sally Willows, you come right down from there.
Be right with you.
Listen, Julie, there are a few things I want to tell you. Cutting your budget is going to destroy the entire effectiveness of our plan. Why, we've made Marlowe pineapple juice a byword throughout the length and breadth of this land. Yeah. The name Julian Marlowe shines like a beacon light from the rock-bound coasts of Maine to the sunny slopes of California.
All right. I know all the rest of that. And I still think it's costing me too much money. Where's Tim? He's 19 and a half minutes late now.
He ought to be here any second. Here he is now. Better late than never, eh, Joey?
My business is the other way around. Hello, Tim.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Marlowe? Isn't this a strange place for a business conference?
Laryngitis.
Oh. Well, it doesn't matter, Tim. I'm afraid I won't be able to stay for lunch today. Ring me at my hotel tomorrow.
Why, Timmy, darling, of all people. And Phil and Joe, well, how nice seeing y'all again.
This is Mr. Marlowe, ladies. Mr. Julian Marlowe. And this is Miss Dixie Gale, Tim's sister-in-law. She's from Georgia.
May I present my friend, Miss Moritz, of the Savannah Moritz. How do you do? Aren't you the Julian Marlowe, the big pineapple king?
Well, I have canned a few.
Timmy, darling, I'm just so thrilled after all you've told us about Mr. Marlowe.
And who'd be thinking I'd be sitting next to such a famous man?
Why, Mr. Marlowe, do you know just everyone's heard of you? Don't they call you the Empire Builder?
Oh, I believe there was some silly reference of that sort in the papers.
And everybody knows you have simply millions and millions of cans of pineapple juice as far as the eye can reach.
You know, I consider it a great compliment that my name should be familiar to two such charming ladies.
Familiar? Oh, Mr. Marlowe, just everyone reads your advertising.
Sure enough. Marlowe's pineapple juice? You can't miss knowing about it.
Would it be presumptuous of me to tell you, ladies, that the Marlowe pineapple account is handled by the firm of Willows, Manning & Clare?
Oh, you all mean really? Well, I'll bet Mr. Marlowe just spends thousands of dollars every year. Doesn't he, Timmy, darling?
Isn't that just marvelous of him?
And I'll bet he's just going to spend thousands of dollars more this year. Aren't you, Mr. Marlowe?
Well, I had thought of increasing my budget. You see,
Mr. Marlowe, I'm just so impressed. Timmy, darling.
Don't you Timmy darling me. My wife never had a sister. And if she had, she wouldn't look like you.
Always a great kidder, Tim.
But, Mr. Willows, I'm only saying what he told me to.
Oh, so Mr. Clare told you to do it, eh? What is this, a frame-up?
But you told me to tell him. Don't you remember?
Just a minute, Willows. Am I to understand this lady is not your sister-in-law?
You certainly are. Does she look like a member of my family?
And this entire performance was all for my benefit, to deceive me into increasing my budget, eh?
How jolly!
Nothing more to be said, gentlemen, except that you need have no further worries about my account. I think in the future I'll be able to place my advertising in the hands of someone with a little higher sense of business ethics. Good day.
I don't know whether to pity you or punch you right in the nose.
Haven't you ever heard of a little thing called business ethics?
Haven't I? What's the matter? You out of your mind? It was your idea.
Yeah, don't you remember?
You mean it was all my idea?
Yeah, your idea.
Your idea.
My idea? I don't feel very well. If you'll excuse me.
Are you sure that's laryngitis?
What do you want me to do with that stuff?
Why, you always wear some jewelry with that dress.
Oh, well, you pick something out for me.
Oui, madame. I wonder how much longer we're going to have to wait.
I've put up with a lot of Sally Willow's ridiculous affectations in the past, but really, I think she's gone a little too far this time.
I can't understand it. Risking her neck climbing that flagpole. What was that costume supposed to represent?
The costume? I might forgive that, but what about that voice?
Don't ask me, but if it's an act, it leaves me cold. Oh, hello, Sally.
How you doing?
Sally, darling, I think you're carrying your eccentricities a little too far. In fact, they're bordering on the vulgar now, if you ask me.
I've never had so much fun in all my life.
I wish you girls could see the simply divine nightgowns I got at Hattie's yesterday. He got the cutest itty bitty bows. If Joe knew they cost $100, he'd scream his head off.
Doesn't he pay for them?
Well, yeah, but he doesn't know how much they cost. Hattie sends him a bill for $2. I pay the $98 out of my household account. Cute, huh?
Where I come from, that's petty larceny. When this little girl goes to town, she does it in a big way. See these?
Are you all right?
Fine. It's my cigars. I have cigarettes.
Well, as I was saying, these cost $2 a pair at Ginsvogel's basement.
With that lace? Don't make me laugh.
That, darling, is my system. Phil likes lace. I buy the scanties at Ginsvogel's, sew a quarter's worth of lace on them, and Phil pays for them at $20 per.
I don't understand. What does that get you?
$18 profit per scanty. And don't think I haven't bought a lot of them in the last 10 years.
Oh. Why don't you try picking his pockets? It's easier.
Listen to who's talking. Phil's supposed to be a smart man. Can I help it if I'm smarter?
Of course not. They're all the same. Look at Joel. If I was to come right out and ask him for $100, he'd bellow like a bull. But if I say, Pattykins, you ate a mumsy-wumsy hasn't got a penny winny.
He forks over and loves it. Well, Joel may not be very bright, but don't think that rum-dum husband of mine is any dream prince.
Looks as if my Tim's the only bargain in the firm.
The boy athlete?
Boy athlete?
Yeah, Timothy the Terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Listen, I've had enough of this. If you've so little regard for your husbands, then why don't you leave them? You think they're stupid. Well, let me tell you something. You're not putting anything over on Joel with that nightgown business. If you think he sounds silly talking baby talk, how do you think you look when you stick your cold feet up against his back?
Cold feet?
Yes, cold feet. And he comes moaning to me that his lumbago's killing him.
Sally, what in the world are you wearing?
Haven't you heard? Latest thing from Paris. Everybody's wearing them.
You know, you're getting to be a little impossible.
If you would worry less about me and more about you, you'd be better off. Complaining about Phil not giving you any attention. If you'd stop going to bed at night with your chin strap and cold cream and curlers, he might take a little interest in you.
Sally Willows, I don't know what's gotten into you, but I'm not going to stay here and be insulted.
Well, neither am I. I never want to talk to you again.
Oh, come on, girls. Don't get on your high horse.
I don't have to take that from anybody.
She must be out of her mind.
Oh, let's talk this thing over, girls.
Wait a minute. Just when did my husband tell you what I look like when I go to bed?
Yes, and just when have you and Joe had conversation about my cold feet on his back? And why should he come moaning to you about his lumbago?
When? Why...
Yes, when?
Exactly.
When? Well...
Maybe Joe can explain.
I'll speak to Phil. And let me tell you something else, Sally Willows. I don't care if our husbands are partners. I'll never set foot in this house again.
No, and I'm going to tell every decent woman in this town just what kind of a thing you are.
But
Aren't you ladies staying for dessert?
No.
Oh, how do you do, Doctor?
Hello, Henry. Madame is in the living room.
Hello, Sally.
Hi, Doc. Sit down.
Bad throat. I'll have to send you up something for that. Oh, that's fine. Now, my dear, there are only a few simple things to remember. A little light exercise, plenty of sleep, and I'd stick pretty close to this diet if I were you. Just try to live a perfectly normal life at all times. Not too much or too little of any one thing. I'd cut down on the smoking, watch the drinking, plenty of fresh air. I don't think you'll have to keep your secret any longer. I'll stop by again next week.
So long, Doc.
I see no reason why you should not have a perfectly healthy, normal baby.
Baby? Hey, Doc! Doc! Doc!
Hello?
Hey, Doc!
Is there anything wrong, Madame?
Did you ever have a baby?
No, I don't think.
What? You knew this all the time, you two-timer? Smug and satisfied with yourself, aren't you? If I had had any sense at all, I would have sent you back the day you arrived. What am I going to do? Oh, how could this happen to me?
Go to sleep, my baby.
Don't you go to sleep me, you double-crosser. I'll smash you in a million pieces, Say, if you could do this to us, maybe you could change us back. If I can get Sally to change before.
Tim? Tim?
Sally. Darling, it's been an awful day.
I'm sorry, Tim. I've made a terrible mess of things at the office.
I'm afraid they're even worse here. The doctor just left. Why didn't you tell me?
I meant to, Tim, and then we had that stupid argument, and Mr. Ram did this, and... Oh, Tim. Tim, it isn't me, Tim. It's you.
I know it, and it's desperate. I can't go on like this.
It's all our fault. If we hadn't been so silly, we wouldn't be like this.
Now, darling. Don't cry. Let's see if we can't do something about it. If we both promise to behave, perhaps Mr. Ram would... Look, Mr. Ram, can we talk to you for a minute? It's awfully important.
I don't see why not. What's on your mind?
Well, first of all, I want to tell you that neither of us blame you in the least for what you did to us. It must have been a terrible experience to catch all the jangling and arguing that went on in this room. But now we've learned our lesson. We aren't ever going to fight anymore. Honest, we aren't.
Really, we won't. Never again.
Well, if you two really want me to change you back again...
Oh, would you please?
I'll be grateful as long as I live.
All right, then. But don't forget, this time, it's for keeps.
Oh, Sally.
Oh, Tim. Tim, darling, I'm so happy. I think we'd better change clothes.
Oh, wait a minute, Sally. I think I ought to tell you what's been going on here at the house.
Oh, not now, Tim, or you'd want to know what happened at the office.
Oh.
It's curtains, that's what it is. Can't stay in business without the Marlowe account. We'll never get a new contract now that Tim has gone boo-boo.
Oh, it's terrible. No more Willows, Manning, and Claire. All gone bye-bye.
This is station WMZO. The makers of that fine, delicious Marlowe pineapple juice present the Marlowe Pineapple Juice program, featuring another half hour of music and mirth with the Marlowe Melody Men.
Turn it off. I don't want to hear the name Marlowe again. Turn it off, I tell you.
You're dropped in every nation, don't forget.
Thing came off.
Open a can.
I'll fix it.
Then you'll see why every mother, boy, and man drinks Marlowe. You are their inspiration. Days are never blue, never blue. And when all have had a glass of that juice you can't surpass, oh, Marlowe, we all love you. We really do.
Wait a minute. If those two Southern belles can persuade Mr. Marlowe to increase his budget, what's the matter with me?
Why, there's nothing the matter with you, madame. You look beautiful.
Marie, get me my wrap.
Hey, madame.
Oh, Mr. Marlowe, with your millions and millions of cans of pineapple juice. Marie, I'm going to bring home the bacon.
Henry?
Hank? Oh, no.
Henry.
No, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Listen. Now, call Mr. and Mrs. Manning and Mr. and Mrs. Clare. Tell them they're asked to dinner and they simply must come because Mr. Marlowe will be here. It's very important. Oh, yes.
No, yes, ma'am.
Be sure to set a place for Mr. Marlowe.
Mr. Place and Mr. Clare.
Ordering dinner for 7 people in an hour's notice. What does she think I'm cooking for, the Titan 69?
Well, it was Madam's orders. May I speak with Mrs. Clare?
You can force me to come here, Phil Manning, but you can't prevent me from telling Sally Willows what I think of her.
Marion, I tell you for the last time, this is the most crucial moment of our lives. Julian Marlowe's business is our bread and butter. I guarantee you, if you open your yap tonight, I'll hit you over the head with Tim Willows.
Yeah, and that goes for me, too.
Don't threaten me, Joe or Claire. Not after the way you've been carrying on with Sally Willows behind my back. Cold feet, eh?
Yes, and mud packs, too. I've a good notion.
Hello, Curly.
Henry, sir.
Where's Mr. Willows?
Why, he's, I don't know. You see, there's been so much confusion around here. I don't know what I'm doing.
Let me have one of those.
Hello, Tim.
Hello?
Timmy, dear.
Hello, dear. I hope we didn't tear you away from your knitting.
Yes, and how about your needlepoint?
Very unfunny and very uncalled for. Give me a drink, Hank.
What's with the laryngitis?
Yeah.
Laryngitis? I never felt better in my life.
And where is your charming wife, Sally?
Oh, she'll be in.
I suppose she's around the corner meeting somebody else's husband.
Take it easy and lay off, Sally. She's all right.
Listen, it's about time you got wise to that Sally of yours.
Yeah, from what Irene tells me, Sally ought to be put away in a laughing academy.
Oh, is that so? Sally's screwy, but Irene's all right, eh? Well, listen, sucker. You think you paid $2 for Irene's nightgowns with a teensy-weensy bows, huh? We've been paying $100 for them. Only she takes 98 of it out of the household budget.
Do you mean to say you pay $100 for a nightgown?
But darling, you know you like nice things. You told me that...
Look here, Tim Willows. You don't catch us sneaking around meeting our husbands' partners on the QT.
I don't know about that. But I do know that you've been gypping your husband out of $18 on every pair of those lace thingamajigs you buy.
Why, I don't know what you mean.
Oh, yes, you do. You've been buying them for $2 a pair, and then you put 2 bits worth of lace on them. And then you bill your husband for $20 a copy. That's a good racket over a period of 10 years.
So, that's what you've been putting over, eh? Paying $2 for... Wait a minute. How do you know that my wife sews lace on her thingamajigs?
Yeah. How do you know my wife put itsy-bitsy things on her nightgown?
Now, wait a minute, fellas. Listen, I can explain everything. Take it easy.
What was that?
Oh, it's just a little thing I bought my wife.
Wife,
yeah.
Yes, come on. What about those thingamajigs?
Yeah, the itsy-bitsy.
No, wait a minute, fellas. I can tell you how it was.
Come on now. Come on.
Yeah. Now, wait.
Yeah, now what about...
Come on, how do you know my wife sews lace on her?
Now, wait a minute. I can explain everything.
Well, explain this.
Now, take it easy, fellas.
Come on, hurry up and explain.
Just let me talk, will you?
It's so nice of you to come, Mr. Marlowe.
It's all my dear. It's all.
Good evening, everybody. Hello, girls.
Oh, good evening, Julian.
Well, good evening, Julian.
Yeah, hello.
Girls, this is the Mr. Julian Marlowe. Folks, every so often in life, it becomes our extreme good fortune to meet someone who possesses true qualities of greatness. I have just been accorded that privilege. Mr. Julian Marlowe is a truly great man. What further proof of his greatness could we have than his consenting to come here this evening and help us straighten out a terrible misunderstanding?
Well, thank you, my dear. Thank you. My friends, there comes a time in the course of human events when any one of us may suffer a temporary derangement. Now, for example, when the greatest of all blessings descend upon us, we cannot be responsible for our actions. Is it any wonder, then, that the news this young man heard this morning made him appear somewhat unbalanced at lunch? Or that this fine young woman should be so upset that she insulted her best friends? To prove that I am of an understanding heart, that all my sympathies go out to this young couple, I take this opportunity to announce that instead of withdrawing my account, I have decided to double my budget for the coming year.
Well.
And I think it only right and proper that we should all forgive and forget.
Julian,
my boy, let me congratulate you. Why didn't you tell me?
Tell you what?
Why, about the baby, naturally.
You mean you're going to have a baby?
Well, congratulations. We both just wanted to tell you how much we appreciate all you've done for us, Mr. Rand.
You've made us the happiest people on earth, honestly.
Oh, Sally, sweetheart, do you feel all right?
Oh, I feel fine.
Come here. I made a terrible mistake. Listen.
You mean that Oh! Oh!
Jimmy!
Willows!
Jimmy! Jimmy, what's the matter?
Willows!
Mr. Willows, what's the matter, partner? What's the matter?
Sally, what in the world's the matter?
Tim is going to have a baby.